Earn to Die 2, Android game with release date May 4, 2015 from the company Not Doppler. Machine parts. Your car has the following details. Engine. Adds auto acceleration speed and efficient fuel acceleration. Transmission. Significantly increases the maximum speed of the car you are driving. Wheels. Well-pumped wheels increase traction and also make it possible to drive uphill faster. Weapons. Your kickback zombie. It is mounted on a car and shoots out uninvited guests before they collide with the machine itself. Accelerator. Mounted on the rear of the machine and increases speed. Weight distribution. Redistributes the weight of the car, which helps to break through crowds of zombies and obstacles. Armor. Protects the machine from external damage. Strengthening the protection will help you resist zombies seeking to tear the car into pieces. Fuel tank. Refilling the car. The capacity of the fuel tank can be increased, which in turn will allow you to drive a greater distance without refueling. Part improvement rate. When you open the car in the garage, you will see a list of its parts along with indicators of their improvements. The completeness of all units of the indicator leads to the pumping of a particular part to a maximum. A corresponding mark appears above the part. If the improvement indicator is not completely filled, the price of one pumping unit is displayed above the part. 1. Want to get there? Strengthen the car. You just won't be able to drive to your destination. Difficulties will arise very quickly, because hordes of zombies are not particularly friendly, and the state of the terrain itself leaves much to be desired. Your way out is a complete pumping of the car, and conducted competently, timely and evenly. 2. No priorities. All details work in interconnection, therefore each needs to be improved. Thus, in the car there are no elements that need to be pumped priority, they all have the same value and none gives a competitive advantage. After all, even if you have excellent armor, you are unlikely to be able to climb a mountain with weak engines and wheels. In the same way, a full fuel tank cannot help you repulse the pursuing zombies, if the car itself is not equipped with weapons and has no armor. 3. Pump evenly and save. If you have already pumped, for example, a gearbox, having earned one pumping unit for it, then next time pay attention to the weight distribution or something else. Try to pump what is currently cheaper, so you get the opportunity to drive much further. Keep in mind, you can pass the next level only if all the elements of your car are extremely pumped. Otherwise, you will not achieve success, and it doesn't matter how well one piece is improved. Unless others are improved, you are unlikely to win. 4. Extra bonus. With the maximum pumping of all elements you will be given an additional bonus, increasing the engine power of the car. So be aware, your engine will soon become stronger anyway. Stages of the track. Each route includes 3 stages, gas stations. On the first 2, you refuel the car, and on the third, at the end, you get a new car for the next stage. Scale. You track movement on the track on the scale at the top of the screen. In accordance with the stages, gas stations, and the final destination of a particular route are marked on it, on which you will receive the next car. Your location is indicated by an orange triangle. This is the maximum distance on the track that you are able to cover at the moment. Thus, you can roughly calculate which way you have to go and when the next gas station will meet on your way. Cartridges. The number of rounds for your weapon is displayed in the upper left corner of the trip screen. 1 cartridge is consumed per zombie. Driving a car. On the left side of the screen there are buttons for maneuvering the car, and on the right there are buttons for the gas pedal and turbo acceleration. In the middle of the screen are the devices. Gas level sensor. Speedometer. Turbo acceleration sensor. The results of the trip. At the end of the trip you are credited with money for the following. Distance. The number of feet that you have traveled. As you approach the destination, the amount of money for the distance covered increases. Down zombies. Charges depend on the number and danger of zombies shot down. The larger the defeated opponents, the more you will receive for them. Average speed. You also get a certain reward for the speed with which you cross the route. How to pause the game. Press the top button on the right. When you want to continue the game, click the Continue button on the panel that appears. How to start the trip again / return to the garage. Also use the top button on the right. In the pop-up window that opens, select the desired action, return to the garage or repeat the trip by clicking on the second button from above. 1. Brake forward. A lot of obstacles will come across your hard way, barrels, boxes, walls and zombies of course. In order not to cripple your car and successfully overcome all this, try to hit the obstacles with the front bumper on the car or the front wheels, see screenshot. So you perfectly smash into chips not only boxes and other objects, but also the zombies themselves. 2. Navigate in flight. Fly, in this game will have to often. When your car is off the ground, keep it at an angle of 30 to 45 degrees. Such a solution will help to keep the engine intact and avoid its breakdown. A broken engine on the track is the most unpleasant thing that can happen to a driver surrounded by a crowd of hungry zombies. 3. Protect the engine. Try not to crash into structures that cannot be demolished, floor, ceiling, steel reinforcement, etc. All this will certainly put the engine out of action, and then you have to do it badly. 4. Landing on wheels. In this fight, you can only rely on your iron horse, so handle it carefully. When landing, try not to hit the components of the machine, bumper, glass, etc. An ideal landing is only on wheels, without the collision of the machine itself with the ground and obstacles. Any damage to the machine is reflected in its condition, which means that it can drive less. 5. Spare option, accelerator. If you run out of gas, and you're still far from refueling, try stretching this distance on the accelerator. Perhaps you will reach safely. 6. Explore the routes. There are many ways on the highway, so you can choose where you better go. Explore the ways, select the route that is most advantageous for yourself, remember where the most zombies, obstacles, etc. are located. On the passage of each track can take many attempts. Spend time wisely. Look for the best option for fast and long-distance driving. 7. Remember the route. The route is not enough to explore, it also needs to be remembered. Where you need to turn on the accelerator, where to turn onto an alternative route, and where to slow down, all this you must keep in mind when driving through the track. Game currency. The game currency in the game is 1, and these are dollars. The amount of charges increases depending on the stages passed, the closer to the goal, the more money. Score. In the in-game store you can buy game currency for real money. For sale are different sets of money, varying in price and quantity. Small set, medium set, large set, the maximum set, money doubler. You have the opportunity to double for real money already earned game currency. Depending on your personal account, this can be a much more profitable investment than buying a set with a certain amount. In any case, spend money in the store wisely, calculating the profitability of your purchases. Money for nothing. Watching ads in the store gives you a chance to get paid for it. The number of views is not limited. Game conclusion. Before you, of course, a very good, dynamic and fairly understandable game with action elements. Here are its main advantages. You do not have to rack your brains because of in-game difficulties, abstruse plot moves or a reward system. Everything is quite simple and free. Interesting story. The goal pursued by the hero is clear to everyone, but this is what makes you join the game to the fullest and help him finally reach the shelter. Pumping cars successfully carried out using gaming achievements. You can specially buy currency for real money, but refusing it will in no way affect your progress, i.e. there is no pressure from the developers. The gameplay is complemented by driving music, thematically very suitable for what is happening on the screen. With her, crushing zombies will be even more fun. Good graphics, excellent rendering of backgrounds, terrain, cars and, of course, the zombies themselves. The game is constantly updated, and therefore the levels change slightly from time to time and become even more interesting. Little advertising. It is, but it is not enough, and it does not distract from the gameplay. In which case, you can always pause the game and turn off the internet. We completely passed this game and can safely say that this is a great thing for a fun pastime. One of those games that is sure to be remembered and will leave a good impression if you are looking for something unobtrusive and moderately intense, with good music and an interesting storyline.